pharmacy and clinic serving a Gainesville homeless shelter is getting a donation of emergency contraception.
The company Julie is donating 300 pills, commonly known as morning after pills, to Grace Healthcare. The charity, which serves people in need for free, whether they're a resident of Grace or not, is entirely funded by grants and donations. The executive director says they offer services to many women who are victims of sexual violence.
So the women's clinic at Grace is run by the Alachua Area Medical Reserve Corps. It's the second and fourth Mondays of each month. And it's done in conjunction with the Alachua Area Victim Services or Rape Crisis. So we have, an advocate for that, a counselor for that during those times as well.
The co-founder of Julie says many women have limited or no access to emergency contraceptives. A Julie pill is being donated for every one sold. Nationwide, they're donating 200,000 pills to community clinics and shelters.
Our impact program isn't just about donation. It's about activating in these communities where it really matters to show up and say it is absolutely okay to take emergency contraception. And that's what we're doing, and we found some incredible partners to do it. Our hope is to change the face and narrative of women's health.
Morrison clarifies their Julie pill prevents ovulation, stopping a pregnancy before it starts.